sleep was a talent, Ginika would have won global awards, maybe even a Nobel Peace Prize, because the girl could sleep through a world war. From the very second she landed in the delivery room, the midwife screamed. "She's not crying," the nurse panicked. The doctor checked her pulse. Everyone held their breath. Then the baby yawned, turned her head and fell right back to sleep. "Ah, this one na sleeping prophet oh," her grandmother said. From that moment, Ginika became known in the entire village of Umigwe as Ginika the Sleeper. If children were playing, Ginika was sleeping. If mothers were cooking, Ginika was snoring. Even goats and chickens knew not to step on her because she was always lying somewhere, mouth open, eyes closed, dreaming of jollof rice and yam porridge. Ginika's mother, Mama Ginika, was a fighter, not against demons, but against sleep. She tried everything. Bitter leaf juice, Ginika drank it, burped once and slept for 6 hours. Hot pepper under her nose, she sneezed, rolled over and continued sleeping. Tied ogene local bell to her leg, the sound annoyed the neighbor more than it disturbs Ginika. One day, a concerned neighbor asked, "Mama Ginika, have you taken this girl to church? Maybe it is spiritual." Mama Ginika shook her head. "Church? I need to take her to NEPA office to borrow light. Her sleep is powered by generator." In school, it got worse. At Umigwe Primary School, Ginika was in Primary 2 for 3 years. Why? Because she would sleep through roll calls, lesson and even exams. One time during a maths exam, the teacher shouted, "What is 12 divided by 3? Ginika, eyes half open, mumbled, "Slip it into 4 and carry 2, zzz." The entire class burst into laughter. She became a legend. Students started calling her Ginika Calculator of Sleep. Her teacher, Mr. Eze, was so frustrated that one day he screamed, "Ginika, are you allergic to sleep? Did learning offend you?" At home, things were not better. Her mother would wake her up with a small slap and a loud voice. "Ginika, go and fetch water." Ginika would reply in a dreamy voice, "I already fetched it in my dream," and fall right back to sleep. When her cousins came to visit, she slept. When her uncle came from the city, she slept through his stories. At her auntie's wedding, Ginika was found sleeping under the cake table, her head buried in leftover zobo cups. By the time she turned 18, her mother had already given her a nickname, Queen of Zzzs. But nobody expected that the Queen of Sleep would fall in love. And not just with sleep, with a man. His name was Tobechi, a fine, dark, intelligent man who unfortunately thought Ginika's sleepiness was cute. "She's calm," he told his friends. "Peaceful, I like that in a woman." Oh, if only he knew what he was signing up for. So, how did Tobechi, fine boy with broad shoulders and white teeth like polished ties, fall in love with Ginika, the woman whose best friend was sleep? Simple. He saw her at Mama Nkechi's akara stand, leaning on the wooden table, fast asleep with akara oil dripping down from her chin. While others thought it was shameful, Tobechi looked at her like he was watching Titanic. "Wow, she sleeps with confidence," he whispered. "This one has peace of mind." That day, he bought 2 wraps of akara, tucked one into her sleeping hand, and left his number on a small paper beside her ear. Ginika didn't wake up. She only called him 3 days later when she found the paper inside her hair while combing it. Their first date was legendary. Tobechi took Ginika to a restaurant in the city. Fancy chairs, soft music. She wore her mother's wig and her cousin's heels. She looked so fine, even the waiter called her Auntie Instagram. But just after ordering food, Ginika yawned. Small yawn, she said. 10 minutes later, boom, head on the table, snoring. The waiter tiptoed to Tobechi and asked, "Sir, is she okay?" Tobechi smiled like a fool in love. "She's just meditating deeply." They packed the food and he drove her home, with her sleeping in the passenger seat like a sack of cassava. Even when he proposed, it was a movie. Tobechi knelt down, ring in hand. Ginika was smiling, but her eyelids started falling. She tried to fight it. Everyone was shouting, "Say yes, say yes." But before the word left her mouth, she slept. Yes, she slept during her own engagement. One auntie shouted, "Jesus, is this girl under marine spirit?" Another whispered, "She must be one of those Egyptian mummies, always lying down." But Tobechi was stubborn. "She is unique," he said. "Other girls give me headache. This one just sleeps." Wedding day? Let's not even talk about it. During the vows, the pastor said, "Do you, Ginika, take this man?" Ginika replied, I doze off. Sorry, I do." At the reception, while Tobechi was dancing with guests, Ginika was found behind the cake stand again, deep in sleep with chin-chin stuck in her hairnet. DJ stopped the music. "Madam Bride, wake up. You never throw bouquet oh." But nothing, not even the bass from the speakers moved her. People started placing bets. "I gave her 2 months in that marriage. 2K, 1 month and Obara soup will burn." Still, they managed to move into their new house. Tobechi had hope. At first, Ginika tried. She woke up early for 1 full week, swept the house, fried plantain, even washed clothes. But Tobechi should have known something was loading, because one morning he found her holding the broom and slept while standing like a possessed vacuum cleaner. She fried stew and forget, then blamed the smell on spiritual attack. She once slept while brushing her teeth and nearly swallowed the toothbrush. But the true chaos began when she got pregnant. Oh my God. When Ginika got pregnant, sleep entered a new level. It was like her body downloaded sleep version 10.0 with auto shutdown. She now slept anywhere, anytime, anyhow, on the toilet, while boiling water, even while talking to people. One day, her neighbor Auntie Chinyere came to greet her. "Ginika, I heard you are expecting oh, congratu." Before she could finish, Ginika was already snoring with her mouth open like a wide gutter. Auntie Chinyere shouted, "God, this girl sleep no get break oh. It is like she is recharging." Pregnancy gave Ginika new excuses. Every time she messed up, she would rub her stomach and say, "It is the baby likes sleep." Tobechi was losing it. One morning, he rushed to work with an empty stomach. He opened the pot of rice, burnt black like charcoal. He opened the pot of soup, empty. Ginika was sleeping, holding a spoon, and her slippers were melting near the gas cooker. He tapped her. "Ginika, are you okay?" She opened one eye and said, "I was doing sleeping fasting." Tobechi shouted, "Sleep fasting? Which Bible has that one?" Her mother came to visit. When she saw the state of the house, dirty plates, unwashed clothes, burnt pots, she called Tobechi outside. "My son, please don't beat her oh. It is spiritual. Maybe we offended someone in the village." But Tobechi said, "Mama, this is not juju. Your daughter is just lazy with style." One night, Ginika slept and forgot she was cooking egusi soup. The smell of burning soup woke the neighbors. They came with buckets of water, thinking it was fire. They met Ginika snoring on the kitchen floor with a spoon in her hand and groundnut oil on her face. The landlord looked at her and said, "This girl needs to be studied in a laboratory." And don't even talk about antenatal visits. Nurses called her Madam Sleep and Sign. She would come, sit down and sleep before the nurse could check her pressure. One nurse said, if sleep was a job, this woman would be a billionaire. Then baby Junior came, a bouncing baby boy, cute, chubby and full of life. But guess what? Ginika didn't change. She would breastfeed for 2 minutes and sleep off. She would carry Junior to the kitchen and forget him there. One time, she carried Gary and started singing lullaby to it, thinking it was the baby. Tobechi entered and shouted, "You are rocking Gary, Ginika. Gary!" But the worst was yet to come. One day, Ginika slept off so deeply, she didn't hear Junior crawling to the kitchen. What happened next nearly scattered the whole house. It was a hot Tuesday afternoon. Tobechi had gone out to buy baby diapers. Ginika had just bathed Junior and give him pap. He was smiling and full of energy, clapping like a politician's baby. Ginika laid him gently on the mat, yawned, stretched like a lazy cat and said, "Let me just close my eyes more." My sister closed her eyes. Boom! 3 hours disappeared like magic. Now, Junior was a very curious baby. Once he saw that mommy was sleeping like an electric pole, he crawled off the mat, straight to the kitchen. Yes, the kitchen, where the gas cooker was on, where the open bucket of flour was, where palm oil sat quietly on the edge of the table, waiting for drama. Junior touched everything. Everything. He poured flour on the floor, opened Maggi cubes, licked salt, pulled down the pepper sack and even dipped his hand into the red oil, then smeared it on his face like war paint. The kitchen looked like Tom and Jerry had a fight inside the bakery. Tobechi came home. He opened the door and met quiet. Too quiet. Ginika, silence. Junior, still silence. He tiptoed to the bedroom. Ginika was there, mouth open, snoring like Okada engine. One wrapper halfway off her body, saliva on her cheek. Then he heard a sound, something like splat splat pop pop pop. He ran to the kitchen and froze. Junior was on the floor, covered in flour, palm oil, Maggi and red pepper. His pamper was off. He was naked, smiling and trying to cook with an empty pot. Tobechi screamed, "Jesu! Ginika!" Ginika didn't answer. He ran back to the room, grabbed a broom and hit the door hard. "Ginika! Come and see your son, oh. He is now a chef inside kitchen." Ginika opened one eye and smiled. I dreamed that Junior was cooking rice." Tobechi exploded. "It was not a dream. It happened." "You left our son to turn the kitchen into a amala factory." Ginika stood up slowly, saw the mess and gasped. "Jesus, is this one small play or spiritual attack?" That night, Tobechi didn't sleep. He just sat at the edge of the bed, holding Junior and looking at Ginika like she was a government problem. In the morning, he packed her bag. "Go back to your mother's house. I love you, but if I don't send you out now, one day I will come back and meet Junior playing with fire or inside fridge." Ginika fell on her knees. "Please, baby, I will change." But Tobechi pointed at the door. "Go and sleep there first. Maybe the cold floor will wake up your brain." Ginika left the house crying, baby tied on her back, one Ghana must go in her hand, wearing bedroom slippers and wrapper. Neighbors came out to watch. Finally, the sleeping queen has been dethroned. Marriage is not for dreamers, my sister. Hope she doesn't sleep on the road. And so began the next chapter of Ginika's life, back in her mother's house, or so she thought. But guess what? Mama said no. The sun was already setting when Ginika entered the bus with her baby tied on her back and tears falling down from her cheeks. Her face was swollen from crying. She sat by the window looking outside but saying nothing. Where will I start from? How did sleep destroy my marriage? Will my mother even accept me back? She She didn't know. She just held Junior close and closed her eyes again. But the journey wasn't smooth. When the bus got to Obata Junction, the driver shouted, "Last bus stop for me here o. If you dey go Okporo, you go enter another motor from here." People came down. Ginika came down too, adjusted the wrapper on her waist, shifted Junior on her back and looked around. It was already dark. The other buses had closed for the day. "Let me rest small," she mumbled. She saw a broken wooden bench near one roasted plantain seller, sat down, untied Junior from her back and laid down. Just for 5 minutes, but 5 minutes became the whole night. She slept like someone who drank sleeping tablet with fufu. Junior sat beside her at first, confused. He looked around. He was hungry. He was cold. Mosquitoes started dancing around him like they were invited for a burial. One bit his forehead, another landed on his neck. He cried loud, "Wah, wah, wah." Ginika didn't move. He shook her head with his tiny hand. "Wah." She didn't even open one eye. People passing looked at the baby and shook their heads. Where is this child's mother? Who left baby like this? Nobody knew the woman sleeping on the bench was the mother. Junior cried till his small voice cracked. Then he slept there on the floor beside his mother, with tears, dust and mosquito bites all over his body. Morning came. The noise of traders setting up their tables woke Ginika. She stretched, yawned like a lion, rubbed her eyes, then she saw Junior. He was covered in red patches. His eyes were swollen. His lips were dry. Ginika jumped up, grabbed him and screamed, "Jesus! Junior, what happened?" She looked around like someone that lost her mind. Why didn't I wake up? What kind of mother am I? She held him tight and cried on the bench. People just looked at her in pity. Finally, she found a bus and got to her mother's house. She knocked. Her mother opened the door. She saw Ginika crying. She saw Junior with mosquito bites. She didn't say a word. She just opened her arms and carried the baby. Then she looked at Ginika with strong eyes and said, "You will not sleep in this house." Ginika fell on her knees. "Mommy, please. I have suffered. I have made mistakes. I just need time to get back on my feet." But her mother shook her head slowly. "When I warned you, you said it was love. Now you bring this child back like a piece of rag. You couldn't even protect your own son in one night." Ginika sobbed louder. "I was tired, Mama. I was heartbroken. I didn't mean to." "You didn't mean to let your child become mosquito food?" Her mother hissed and turned back into the house. "Go back to your husband or go to the gutter, but not here." She shut the door gently. Ginika sat at the doorstep. She looked up at the sky. "God, if you are really there, help me. Help me change. Help me fight this sleep that wants to ruin my life." That night, she slept outside again, but this time with a broken heart and a fire inside her that she had never felt before. After Mama chased her away and collected Junior, Ginika stood outside like a rejected jollof rice. He had nowhere to go, no money, no wrapper safe, just dust on her legs and plenty shame in her chest. For the first time, she didn't cry. She looked at the sky and said, "God, I'm ready to change. Just show me how. Anywhere, anything, even if it means cleaning a gutter." The next day, she walked into one old security company office. Dusty gate, paint peeling, 2 security men sleeping by the entrance. She walked straight in like a soldier. "Good afternoon, sir. I want to apply as security." The man inside laughed. You want do night duty? Do you even have torchlight strength?" Ginika nodded like goat under rain. "Sir, I will stay awake, even if I were to use super glue to hold my eyes open." The man gave her uniform, big trousers that looked like parachute, black shirt, plastic waistcoat, and one big battery carry torchlight that can blind evil spirits. He pointed to her post, gate 12, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Don't sleep, no excuse. Ginika swallowed saliva. No wahala, sleep go die today. Now let's talk about the remedies she used to fight sleep, because e be like say her ancestral spirit wanted her to sleep by force. She carried fresh pepper in nylon. Once she started feeling dizzy, she rubbed her finger on the pepper and tapped it small small around her eyelids. Jesus, my eye, she cried, danced and stayed awake for 2 hours straight. She bought 5 raw balm containers and sniffed them like drugs. She even rubbed it on her gums, on her neck, inside her socks. Her brain was doing Wakanda Wakanda forever. She picked sharp stone from the gutter, tied it in a black nylon and put it inside her right shoe. So anytime she felt sleepy, yay, my leg, the pain will wake her up faster than alarm bell. Every 2 hours, Ginika will stand in front of the gate mirror and slapped herself. Are you mad? You want to sleep? Are you okay? Think of Junior, slap. Think of shame, slap. Think of Tobechi, slap. She beat herself like someone training for UFC. One night, her eyes were closing like NEPA light. She removed her boot and dipped her 2 legs into the cold, mosquito-infested gutter water beside the gate. Yes, wake up. Body, wake up. She sat like that, soaked to the knees, like a monk meditating inside nonsense. And guess what? It worked. That 1 week passed, then another, then a month. Ginika was now famous in the security yard. That woman for gate 12, that one no dey sleep at all o. I hear say she dey beat herself at night. She be witch? She became senior guard Ginika. She cleaned the gate. She inspected compound corners like FBI. She even chased 2 drunk men away with her paper bag and torchlight like soldier. Her body changed. Her mind transformed. No more sleepy Ginika. She wrote one note in her small diary. Dear sleep, you have lost this battle. Go back to my childhood and stay there. She was now saving money small small. She visited Junior every weekend and left baby food at the door. Mama started wondering, who is this woman carrying golden mud and Cerelac like soldier? After 2 months, Ginika removed her oversized uniform, cleaned her face, wore clean clothes and walked to her mother's house. Knock on the door. Her mother opened. Ginika saluted like Mapo. Mommy, I came to say I'm no longer the same person. I brought baby food and this. She brought out her security ID card like WAEC result. This is the proof. I work every night. I stay awake every night. I conquered sleep. Mama looked at her. Junior stretched his hand out from inside the house. Mama. Her mother stood quiet for a while, then she stepped aside slowly. Enter, let me see what God is doing with you. After Ginika proved herself to Mama, after sleepless nights, peppered eyes, mosquito choir, and security work madness, she was finally allowed inside. Junior ran into her arms like he had been waiting forever. Mama, my baby, my sweet baby boy. The hug lasted so long, even the wall clock paused to watch. Her mother cleaned her eyes quietly and said, the Ginika I raised could never face mosquito in the night. God is really strong. That evening, Ginika sat on the floor like a child. She brought out baby powder, soap, feeding bottle, and even one tiny yellow toy that said, I'm happy to see you when pressed. Mama, I want to go and see Tobechi, not to cry this time, but to show him I'm different. Her mother gave her one suspicious look. You sure say you no go sleep for im gate? Ginika burst out laughing. Mama, sleep fear me now oh. She arrived at Tobechi compound around 8 o'clock in the morning. He opened the door and stood there confused. His mouth hung like cotton hook. Ginika stood tall, strong, no wrapper falling off, no sleep in her eye. She said, "Good morning. I didn't come to beg. I came to show you what I have become." She brought out her security ID. Drop it on the table. That is me. I stay awake all night now, guiding people's gate and fighting sleep with my two hands. I came to ask for one thing, just a chance to be your wife again and Junior's mother fully. Tobechi sat down slowly like NEPA just took light. He looked at her, looked at the ID. He shook his head. This is not the same Ginika that nearly burnt rice and baby together. You have changed. But just as he opened his arms, guess who walked in? His mother. Yes, so Mama Tobechi the lioness. She came with plastic bag of vegetables and bad mood. What is this mad woman doing here again? You think because you carry ID card, you now have sense? Ginika turned slowly and smiled. Good morning, Mama. I'm ready for any test. Even if you ask me to watch over firewood for 10 hours without blinking, I will pass. Mama Tobechi scoffed. Okay, I have test. Go to the backyard, wash all the baby clothes, scrub the pot you burned 2 months ago, and cook yam porridge without sleeping off. Guess what? Ginika did everything. No rest, no complaint. She even added scent leaf and crayfish in the porridge to scatter their brain. Tobechi tasted the food and dropped the spoon. Jesus, is this from my wife? You mean you cook this awake? His mother, shocked but pretending, said, well, maybe it is small sense that entered you. Ginika wiped her face and said with pride, no, Mama, it is not small sense. It is a big transformation. And I did it because I wanted to return home with dignity, not pity. That night, she stayed awake again, not from fear this time, but from joy. Tobechi tucked Junior in bed, turned to Ginika and said, welcome back, my wife. Not the sleepy one, but the one who fought for this home. They hugged. Mosquito outside cried small, but Ginika didn't notice. She was too busy being awake, not just with her eyes, but with her heart. The end. Ginika became a legend in her street. They called her Madam No Sleep. And anytime someone complained about laziness, someone would say, you never hear of Ginika, the woman who slapped sleep out of her life and became a queen. Moral of the story. Sleep is good, but responsibility is better. Love will give you a second chance, but only after you give yourself a first one. And sometimes the things chasing you can be defeated with pepper, gutter water, and rub balm.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know when we drop something new. Bye. See you on my next one.